Good evening, folks. This is John Wilson, the national spokesman for the Freedom Union here in Australia. And today is Tuesday, the 25th of November. My, this year's gone fast. With me tonight, folks, again, we've got wonderful stalwart ambassador, great activist for the Freedom Union, good representative down in Victoria, Mr. Paul Pettit. Paul, good evening, sir. How are you?
G'day, Johnny, and g'day to all the freedom fighters out there. Fantastic.
Yeah, they're worn out, Paul. They're worn out. The years late. Everyone I'm talking to, mate, is threadbare. What about you? You still got enough vinegar in you to finish the year off, Paul?
We've got to finish what we start, and yeah, it's only 4 weeks to Chrissy. Yeah, looking forward to that. Setting the tree up with the kids and that, but.
Tell me this, Paul. Tell me this. I've heard, and I've seen this reported. I'm hoping you can give me some more detail. But listen, President Trump's asked the Australian, from the Australian people via the embassy or something. They're collecting data on crimes that are being committed here in Australia by illegal immigrants or something like that. What's going on, Paul?
Well, John, I can quote the article, but before I do that, what's interesting is, Pauline Hanson, she's only just jumped off the aeroplane fresh from bloody Mar-a-Lago, and she's running around stirring the possum, wearing burqas and stuff. I'm just curious about the timing, because now Trump has just released an announcement that via The Age, which I don't normally quote the fake news, but they're all jumping on board now because they know they're a sinking bloody ship. And the Trump administration has ordered the collection of data on the crimes and human rights violations and abuses committed by migrants coming to Australia. So, I think we know what that's all about. We're talking about the machete attacks and all that bloody nonsense going on.
Home invasions.
All of that, and especially down here, because we're so woke down here, we don't want to upset them. Give them a cup of tea when they kick your door open. They'll be meted. Anyone does that to me, they're met by a bloody vicious blue healer. But anyway, and to the Australians, it's a part of a drive to combat mass migration, which Trump is talking about globally, not just Australia. But it's interesting, his release is perfectly timed with Pauline creating a shitstorm in Parliament again with the burqa thingy, because Trump has clearly stated that it is a global existential threat to Western civilization, unchecked, inappropriate immigration. I know it's hard to say that without being called a bloody racist and all that bullshit, but I've been called everything under the sun anyway, so who cares?
We're past all that nonsense, mate. Being anti-Semitic, being racist, we're past all that nonsense now. None of that language works anymore. Okay, Paul. This is very interesting, Paul, that we've got a US president, formally gathering intel about Australia's domestic affairs. That tells you something, doesn't it?
Well, it tells us that he's looking out for the whole bloody world. And to all the fantastic people out there in Australia that freedom fighters that some of them, not all of them, some of them comment, oh, what's bloody American politics got to do with Australia? Bloody everything, not just here, but globally. It's so important. That doesn't mean we forget about.
I was interviewed 18 months, 2 years ago, and this goes back under Hillary Clinton, right? Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama, and they embedded American law enforcement officials inside of Australian law enforcement. We had, and this was advertised or was notified on the Australian Federal Police website. I saw it there, where the Americans had embedded law enforcement officers. The US Department of Justice had embedded, senior people inside of the Commonwealth Department of Public Prosecutions, right? And what were they did? They were embedded by Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, not Trump. This goes way back. And these people have been directing the traffic. They've been controlling Australia's domestic policy, Australia's domestic law enforcement here for years. For years, they've been controlling it, okay? And they have had US officials embedded inside of our bureaucracy and our law enforcement to dish out orders and to make sure that our police were doing what they were told by the Americans. And that's a fact. That's a fact, Paul. We've had foreign influence and interference in our country for a long time. I mean, don't get me started about Israel and their foreign influence and interference inside our domestic politics, mate. They've been doing it for decades. Okay.
Not to forget about Kevin Rudd and Gillard's connection to the Clinton Foundation.
Oh, yes.
And now Rudd with the Epstein thing, and he's running for the hills. He's got his lawyers flat out trying to shut that down. I mean, it's all turned to pear-shaped, hasn't it, John?
Well, it's unraveling, mate. The Jeffrey Epstein connections between with Julia Gillard and Kevin Rudd, Alexander Downer, and many others.
And Paul Keating's daughter is fresh back in town.
And Paul Keating's daughter, who wines and dines and stops at Epstein's residence in New York, Paul. I mean, they're tied up thick as thieves. And now that we know that Epstein is tied up, officially tied up with Israel and their spy operations with Mossad and other dirty actors, okay, our country, mate, we're in a lot of shit here, mate. A lot of shit. Our official law enforcement, our official Commonwealth public prosecutions, all interfered with, with foreign deep state actors embedded inside of our agencies. Okay, you saw Kash Patel come over to New Zealand. Then he come over to Australia. A few days after that, the Commissioner of Police resigns, and so on and so on. If people are saying, let's forget about America, don't worry about that, and only focus on Australia, you meatheads, you retards, you got to understand who's really running the ship here and how much influence they do have. Not influence, control inside of our country. So we have no choice but to watch what's happening in Washington, what's happening in Mar-a-Lago, what's happening with President Trump. We got no choice because their future is tied up in our future. Their influence is well and truly in this country. Okay, so
I'm glad. I'd rather have the current mob that are in control than the previous one, and also I think that so many of us are now know and can see what's going on with the the Mossad and all of that sort of business. I think that tells me that we're winning the game, because when we didn't know about this, they were winning the game, and the light's been shone on them. And if you and me know about it, then millions of others do, John.
All coming to light now, Paul. The complexities of all of this stuff is being understood. It's not the information, not just coming to light. It's being understood. It's being put together. It's being analysed properly, the implications of it. And the ordinary working class person out there is starting to get a grip and a grist of just how deep this goes. So the light, you're right, Paul, that's what's needed. And we need more of it. President Trump has issued an executive order for 30 days to release all the Epstein files, all of it, everything. If you have anything with Epstein marked on it, you have to release it, okay? So that's going to make some interesting reading. We already know the connections that exist between Epstein and Kevin Rudd. We know that they're involved in think tanks and funding was exchanged and so on. We know that Julia Gillard and others were mates with Ghislaine Maxwell and so on. this is going to get ugly, Paul. It's going to get ugly, and lots of dirt is going to come out. So keep an eye on it. We'll need to report on that at a future upload. Okay.
Yeah, well, Trump has definitely flipped the script, hasn't he? The spotlight, he's managed to take the spotlight off him and put it on them over this Epstein thing. I mean, it's just magic to watch. So let's hope.
Trump's got a style, Paul. He's got a style. Whenever he wants everyone to watch something, to see something, to keep their eyes on it, he blows it up so that it looks like he's the one that's going to cop it. And so all of even his enemies, all swoop on it and demand that release the Epstein file. We demand that they're released because they think Trump's on it, and he's not. And he's not.
Yeah.
He's what Trump's relationship with Epstein on his planes is. We already know he's done a couple of trips, domestic trips, and his family was with him. That was it. He never went to Little St. James Island or any of these. He never went there. So a lot of people are going to come out, mate. We're seeing reports coming out. The Dalai Lamas was on the CIA's payroll. There's more. There's more of it going to come out. You watch it.
Wait till the Buddhists find out about that bloody Dalai Lama.
They'll throw him off the mountain, mate. They'll throw him off the mountain up there.
I'll throw the bastard off myself. What he did to
those. Paul, we're going through some very, very ugly disclosures. Okay, yeah. It's important that people observe, right? But they don't absorb it. They don't get emotionally thrown into it. It's going to come out. It's going to come out. They observe it and help others digest it. Okay, we are the more mature. We are the more senior, mature, well-researched group of people. I don't think I've run across a more well-researched group of people than some of the members. One of the members came over today and spent a couple of hours with me on the boat, Paul. He's works for Queensland Rail. He's an engineer, very senior engineer, this guy, but works for Queensland Rail, mate. We had a great discussion. Fully red-pilled, this guy, fully red-pilled, was telling me that all these engineers, everyone, he works with about 200 engineers, mate, he said they haven't got a clue. They haven't got a clue. And their local union official with the AMWU, the Australian Manufacturing Workers Union, mate, they're even worse, or even more ignorant as to what's going on. So, mate, a lot of work to be done out there, Our membership, the broader membership that I've met personally, I've got to say, they're pretty switched on and pretty good, okay? I'm hoping that they can digest this latest initiative, Paul, which is the union bonds. I'm hoping that they can digest that and they can see their way clear, and we get some good support, and we can raise a couple of $100,000 with union bonds, and we can then put that to work. Okay, let's see. Damage
with that. You could do a bit of damage with that, John.
Oh yeah, Paul. Look, I'm trying to show Australia how you can fight above your weight. That even though you may be small in numbers, that you can concentrate your efforts and you can box above your weight division. I'm showing you how to do that. Only someone that's had really good experience in building trade unions knows how to do any of this sort of stuff, mate. Anyone else would have given up by now, I can tell you now. It would have been too hard for them. And we are still in the fight. We're still in the fight, and we're fighting for big prizes. Okay, Paul? So let's see. I'll distribute the union bond upload that's going out tomorrow by email to everyone. I'll also host that on social media so that people can have a bit of a discussion there. But very easy to raise, $250,000, mate, with a group of people when they put their mind to it. Very easy, Paul.
Yeah, fantastic.
What else is on the headlines, Paul? Is there anything else running around in the background there that we should really be keeping our eyes on? Stuff that is generating into big issues?
Well, the Trump one I just said, that was the most recent one. But interesting with this Rainer Fuellmich that Senator Malcolm Turnbull in Parliament is demanding Rainer Fuellmich's release, which is interesting because for, you know,
Malcolm Turnbull.
oh, sorry. Not Malcolm Turnbull. Malcolm, the other one, the other Malcolm.
Oh, One Nation, Malcolm Roberts.
Sorry, yeah. Malcolm Roberts was in
Get your
Parliament.
shit together, mate. Get your shit together, Malcolm Roberts.
Yeah, sorry. Malcolm Roberts was calling for the a release of Rainer Fuellmich, and I'm just wondering why he's jumped on board basically with international law, hasn't he? Really?
They won't admit it. Look, Pauline, One Nation, Malcolm Roberts are the Praetorian Guard. Their job is to guard the institutions, the very same institutions that betrayed the Australian people, the very same institutions that participated in the mass murder of Australians, okay? Their job is to protect those institutions. They are the old Roman Guard, okay? They are. That's what their job is, okay?
Yeah.
They will give us, right, a few political dead bodies, okay, victims. I'll give it to satisfy our anger, okay? They will virtue signal, tell everyone how right they are and who, and they said this, and they will virtue signal everywhere. Malcolm Roberts is the biggest virtue signaller in Parliament. He never does anything, never achieves anything, but he always out there pointing, saying, well, I said this and I said that and all the rest of it.
Well, that's true. I mean,
The facts are this. Malcolm Roberts, Pauline Hanson could literally bring this whole Parliament down. They could bring it down. And they could have all the way through. They could have all the way through. But they chose to support the mass murderers. They chose to support those who were pursuing this global reset and mass murdering all of us. That's who they're protecting now. That's who they're protecting now. They are the Praetorian Guard, my friend. Okay, they are never meant to achieve any. Like the freedom protests, they're all there about protesting, but never achieve anything. Never say a prayer, one prayer. Never move one motion. Make no decisions. Just have them protest and bang drums and make noise.
Yeah.
A million people in Canberra, and all they did was make noise. They didn't even move a motion of disgust in the parliamentary people. Didn't even move a motion. It was pathetic. And that's where we're now up to. We're the only real group of people who want to do something, who actually want to take some action here, is the Freedom Union. The rest of these retards just want to keep expending energy and they just want to keep talking. They don't want to do anything. They want you tired. They want you exhausted emotionally, physically, spiritually, financially, so that all the Australians will just roll over and accept their new reset. That's what they're doing. They're front running the reset, Paul. They've, and if we don't shake ourselves awake here, they're going to rebuild everything that we've just fought and to a standstill. We've just fought all of Big Pharma to a standstill. We've just fought all of mass media. We've hollowed them all out. We have got the parliamentary class shitting themselves. All of that is going to be rebuilt by these people. They're going to rebuild the whole lot of it. That's our future in this country if we don't shake our way out.
They've got to go. They've got to go. They've done their dash, mate. And that's true what you said. Like Malcolm, we got into him about when everyone was irradiated in Canberra, and he brought it up in Parliament question time to Commissioner Kershaw, who's got the boot recently. But Malcolm mentioned it, and then that was it. There was never anything ever done about it. It was just all bloody blah, blah, blah.
His job, Pauline's job is to mouth off virtue signal, but don't do anything. I mean, what's this nonsense with Pauline going into Parliament with a burqa on? Again. I mean, this is just embarrassing, mate. It's embarrassing. I mean, we need some real discussion about the Open Societies Foundation, about George Soros and all the Australian diplomats, not diplomats, but bureaucrats and parliamentary figures who have sold this country out to deliberately swamp us with illegal migration. Not one word about any of this, mate. Not one word. It's all this bullshit, all this virtue signaling. Oh, let's pull on a burqa and let's throw a little bit of entertainment. I mean, I'm sick of this bitch. I'm sick of it. Her and her handler, which is Gina Rinehart. Okay, that's her handler. The same as Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby Joyce. Now Pauline's going to retire. Barnaby's going to come in. Gina Rinehart's going to manage all that through. The billionaires are calling the shots with One Nation. That's the facts. The billionaires are calling it, and they're not really in this fight against this Klaus Schwab and World Economic Forum. All virtue signaling. All virtue signaling. So from my point of view, mate, there is no political solutions here. There's no political solutions. The courts, all of them, all jurisdictions are rotten to the core. It's not a question. I mean, I've been listening to these fucking arguments now for 10 years. Common law people and constitutionalists and others are all saying that they're all right, that they are, this will fix it that way. And the facts are this, the problem is this. There's no enforcement. That's the problem. It doesn't matter what jurisdiction. It doesn't matter what law you have. There's no enforcement. The courts, the cops, and all the Freemasons will not enforce it, no. Even when you're right. I mean, this is why I played the Martin Luther King clip where he says, "I just want to know, when are they going to be true to what they said on paper? That's all I want to know. When are they going to be true? They say it on paper. They commit on paper. We got the laws in place. Everyone can understand what it means, but they won't follow it. They won't enforce it. You understand?
That's true. No, I.
So the only way we're going to get any enforcement is to take the law enforcement side of it out of Australia. We got to take it out of all these domestic courts, all of them. They're all fake. They're all Freemasonic, and they're never going to enforce anything that benefits us. Anything. You've got to take it out of all these national jurisdictions and place it in another jurisdiction where at least you've got a chance of enforcing it. And that's the International Criminal Court, and that's what we are doing. That's what we are doing. Now, that we've shaken them, Paul. We've shaken them. I know we've shaken them. We can see consistencies coming back. They won't sign on correspondence. It's Pam, the service manager, sending it back.
Yeah.
Lying to us. I mean, who the fuck's Pam? You know what I mean? They won't sign. And we're up against artificial intelligence systems.
Yeah.
Already. People say, oh, it's coming. It's not. It's here. It's here. Whenever you're logged, a breach of reg of any description, parking, speeding, whatever, once it goes into that, it goes into a artificial intelligence system. And they're the ones which suspend your license, issue fines, and all this sort of shit. You're arguing with a fucking computer. You're arguing with it's happening now. Already. It's in. And people writing saying, oh, I'll take this to court and that to court. You're arguing with a fucking computer, people. And the courts are bought. The courts are all bought. They own all of it. You're going to get nothing. So, I'm sick and tired of hearing all of these fucking wannabes. The argument is not jurisdiction. The argument's not judging, none of that. The argument is, mate, they won't enforce. None of them will enforce it. They will not enforce any law that is in our favour. They've doctored all the laws against us, but even those that we can find, that favour us, they won't fucking enforce it. And even when I spoke to former Senator Len Harris, Len said, John, it's worse. Sometimes, even if they've got no choice but to rule in your favour, he said they won't hand a decision down. They'll sit on it for 3 years. And you've got to make a separate application into another higher court to get them to force them to issue the decision. We're in a mess in this country, Paul. We're in a mess. The only way out, the only way to clean it up is the military tribunals. That's it. That's it. No courts, none of this bullshit, none of this Freemasonic crap anymore, right? Haul them all out, charge them for the crimes, put them before a military court and dispense the justice on the spot, okay? The quicker we can get to that point, the quicker we can rebuild our country and get on with our lives, okay? The clean out, okay? The protest movement, no, you won't ever find any one of them to move a motion. They won't move a motion saying, hey, I move a motion that we call for the military intervention. No way will they do that. No way will they reach out to the Australian Christian lobby and try and build bridges and have a joint Christian and protest movement and have no way. They don't want fucking unity. They want control. And the Freemasons and the cops are running it all. They're running it all. And they're dishing it out to anyone that fucking doesn't pitch in. We didn't. We fronted up at Hyde Park, Paul, ready to participate, to build barbecues, hand out water toilets and do all of that sort of stuff. And they smashed us. They smashed us. All being done, mate, by Graham Hood. Graham Hood, mate, openly declared Freemason. John Larder, Freemason. They're there with all the cops, mate. All the cops. Mary Petticoat, big mate of Kevin Rudd, probably friends with bloody Jeffrey Epstein. Who knows? And you've got all these freedom lovers there, thousands of them all dancing and marching, all under the control of the Freemasons and these fucking criminals. We're in a hell of a mess here. We're in a hell of a mess. The public are still, even those that think they're red pill, are still misinformed. They're still being conned. They're still accepting the lies. The Freedom Union, mate, we're not pretty, but we're pretty fair dinkum. We're out slugging it out on real issues, saying the real conversation, having the real conversations, okay? We're not participating in any more of this rubbish. We are gonna be smart about how we go about our business. We're going to raise a lot of money, and we're going to get deadly serious about who we're going to take that money to and how we're going to expend it. Okay, we've got some serious business to do, Paul.
I look forward to the future with the Freedom Union, where we're really taking a completely different approach to everyone else. And maybe that's why they just ignore us.
They haven't got a clue about international law, Paul. None of them. None of them.
No.
None of them. You try to talk to them. You try and talk to them to educate them. They just they spit at you. They spit at you. They are all impossible to deal with, Paul. You can't deal with them, mate.
No.
You can't reason with them. You can't reason. I mean, look, we have gone out of our way to. We've got former Senator Len Harris, who's now a member of the Freedom Union. We've got Simeon Boykov, who's a member of the Freedom Union. I mean, we work with other people. We're prepared to go out and work and experiment and try and get some common ground. These other people, mate, you can't even get off first base. They are retards, man. Absolutely traumatized retards. You can't reason with them at all. So I don't know where they're going to go. They don't even understand the war they're in. Some of them still believe they can vote their way out of this. That's how crazy they are. So, Paul, I really don't know. We've just got to stand our ground and do our best with what we got. That's all we can do, right? And if we keep the faith, and if we can get a few thousand of these CFMEU people, and we're close. I'm talking to them, every week I'm talking to them, trying to get through this, some of this stuff that the objections that they got and work our way through them. And if we get them, we are going to be a huge force to deal with, right? A huge force. And we don't need 100,000. We only need 3,000 or 4,000. Give us a couple of million in our fighting fund and we will skin them alive.
Well, those that are with us really have chosen the winning side, I believe. And we just got to slug it out.
Well, I know everyone's tired, Paul. Everyone's exhausted this time of the year, as am I. And I have had no time off since the National Strike Australia. I've been going for a couple of years now, non-stop. Okay. I'm putting most of my effort and focus in on the union bonds. I've got to get that right, and that's what I'm doing. Between now and Christmas, I'm trying to focus on that and recalibrate, our efforts and come out in the new year swinging. I'm also working on a Freedom Union survey right now. I'm hoping in the next week to finish that off and send that out so that people can fill in and give us some feedback, a proper survey, okay? So I'm working on that as well, okay? So bonds, renewals, okay, and survey, 4 weeks until Christmas. I'm going to have a break this Christmas of some description, and then come out in the new year swinging, Paul.
Good stuff, mate. Yep.
Now let's you and I keep these interviews going, Paul. Okay, all the way through. Okay, let's you and I keep these interviews going because there's some interesting stuff developing, and the Freedom Union's got a very interesting perspective on all of it. Okay.
I'll try and get me names right this next time, John. Yeah, no
it's
worries.
late in the year, mate. It's late in the year. Everyone's worn out.
Yeah.
All right, guy. Look, finish off, Paul. What else do you want to finish off with? I'll give you the floor for the end, mate.
Well, really, I've sort of said what I want to say, but I'm really proud of how members are standing up, and it's brave what we're doing, and to put your house on the line, whatever, is really brave. And I bloody kudos to everyone out there that's standing up. I know a lot of people ring me about their guns being taken and all. They're standing their ground, so fantastic. Keep it up.
We've got members now, Paul, which they've got their houses being threatened by councils over rates. They are being absolutely, skinned alive, right? And it's heartbreaking to listen to their testimony. Yeah. It's heartbreaking. This belligerent occupation is not going to stop, Paul. The only way this is historical. It's non-arguable. The only way these tyrannies go from here is to become bigger and bigger and bigger, more suffocating, not less. They're not going to stop. Historically, they will only stop when the population breaks. Once the population breaks and you've got open revolution on the streets, right, that's when the tyranny stops.
Well,
okay?
Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what is the straw that breaks the camel's back, John, because something has to happen, I think the military will have to step in eventually. They're going to keep it.
Yeah. There's no other way forward, Paul. Every institution, all the courts, all the councils, all the parliaments, all of the cops, all of them are rotten beyond belief. Beyond belief. And we are not going to get any sense of law and order back until we have military intervention to take them to military tribunals and deal with them. Now, if that means an execution, if they've committed crimes serious enough to be executed, then so be it. So be it.
Yeah, well, have a look at the 6 senators in America that are now, Trump's got them done for sedition. Bloody hell, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, mate, I can tell you. And I hope it comes out.
I've seen a report, Paul, I think it was in Bangladesh, I'm not sure, Bangladesh, Prime Minister of Bangladesh committed war crimes. Well, she's just been found guilty of war crimes, and they're going to execute her. They're going to hang her.
Yep, that's big news in the Indian community. That's I talked to them, and that's huge news. And yeah, she's hiding in India, but they'll when the time's right, they'll give her back. Yeah, she's buggered.
You've got execution judgments against former prime ministers, right? You've got arrest warrants out for the Prime Minister of Israel and 37 of his senior cabinet ministers, etc. 37 of them have got arrest warrants out. You've got arrest warrants out for Hamas and other leaders and so on. I mean, this is serious business, Paul. Serious business. People are going to swing. So they can laugh international law off all they like. Keep laughing, folks. Keep laughing. But eventually, they're going to be held to account, okay? And the Australian Freedom Union are the only ones. We are the only ones which are going down this track, notifying the International Criminal Court, collecting all the evidence, okay? So you think about it. Mate. We've got a hell of an interesting future coming up in this country, okay? And they can laugh all they like. It's going to come and bite them on the arse, Paul. Paul, that's it, mate, for tonight. It's been great. We've done about 40 minutes, a good session. Thanks for dropping in, and let's do it again. Let's do another one early next week or on the weekend, perhaps, okay?
Why not?
Okay. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it, folks. All you folks at home, thank you very much. My name is John Wilson, the national spokesman for the Freedom Union here in Australia. And today is Tuesday, the 25th of November. Goodbye and good luck.